What's going on, everybody, man? It's your boy Donnie back with another one. We got to talk about Mikal Bridges today, and I know that I said that I was going to make a video yesterday, so that's what we're going to do. What's wrong with him, right? Here you go. You come in, from the Brooklyn Nets. You played for the Phoenix Suns. You were playing well, mind you, in Brooklyn, and now it just seems like it's not working. I just think, very simply, for Mikal Bridges, you're just playing to your weaknesses, like I said yesterday. Stop taking so many transition threes. His bread and butter is the mid range. If the mid range is working for him, why are we barely seeing him take those shots? At some point, you got to use your IQ as a player and say, you know what? This is not working. Let me try something else. Because you're shooting yourself out of the game and you're making yourself to be a worse player than you actually are. And, it's on Bridges to adjust for that. The players on the court can only pass you the ball, but you have to sometimes make the play. He's too good to be playing this way. And I think that Jalen Brunson has done better getting assists, as you can see, right? He had like 17 assists or so the other night. So you can't say you can't say that there hasn't been an effort to change the ball movement and getting other people touches. If McBride and Cameron Payne can play off the bench comfortably, Mikal Bridges starting should have no problem, really solidifying himself as a starter and contributing, over the course of the game. And I was telling Devin yesterday, I said, for you to score 20, it's literally 5 points a quarter. So you get a layup, you get a mid range, you get a 3 pointer, you're already there. Yeah, so stop trying to take all these 3 pointers, bro. I think he shot like 8 threes yesterday. You gotta simplify the game. Bridges. You have to simplify the game. If you don't simplify the game, it's gonna be very hard for you to score. Don't understand why you're not even a spot up shooter. Why are you playing as one? That's one. Two, they say he changed his jump shot. I think the jump shot he has now, it's honestly cash when he's open, but he's just trying to do too much. Yes, it changed a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad anymore now. He has a very good shot, when he's just set, but he's never set to shoot. And what that's doing is it's leading to rebounds on the other end, and we don't want that, So that's my take on Mikal Bridges, man. Like, you have to figure out a way for you to insert yourself into the game, and you have to understand what works, what doesn't work, and over the course of the game, maybe try something else that you hadn't tried before. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think anybody on this team was expecting him to be a 3 point shooter, first of all. So let's get that out of his head, and hopefully he will adjust. And I know that there's been a lot of noise concerning him because people are worried about him. I just think he's not playing as good as he could. I think he's a good player. He's not playing as good as he could, obviously, because we've seen what he can do when he's on. And, I think players on the Knicks in the past have tried to prove that they're 3 point shooters. For example, RJ Barrett comes to mind. When RJ was on the team, he was good at driving at one point. Then he started primarily shooting threes, but he couldn't keep both going. So as he would get better at the one, the other one would fall. As in his driving ability would either be up, then his 3 point shooting would be down, or his 3 point shooting is high, but then all of a sudden he barely drives to the hoop, doesn't get fouled. So I kind of see a similarity there with Bridges. I just think that stick to the bread and butter, bro. Go to the hoop and get that mid range is almost unstoppable. Look at OG. OG is getting a 30-point game very easily, and he's not even affecting Cat, you know, because OG is getting his points where he can. And that's another good point I should bring up for Bridges. Try to get the points where you can. Don't just be so one-dimensional shooting a three every single time. You got to be able to switch it up. If you do that, you will find other ways to impact. And defensively, I don't think he's bad. Sometimes he gets beat, but everybody does. I think he's a pretty good defender. He's impacting plays. He grabs rebounds. He passes the ball. Like there's not other elements of the game that you can't say, hey, he's doing that. He's doing a good job of that. But of course, he could be better. And I think for Bridges to be better, you got to get to that mid range now, bro. And if the three is there, take it. But if it's not there, don't force it. That's all. Learn from OG. And I know they're having conversations with him about it because the goal is to transition this team now to have that solid chemistry. We still don't have our centers back, but a lot of guys are finding the groove. And Mikal Bridges is kind of lagging behind in that area. But I wanted to make this video to tell you guys that you got to cut him some slack. Maybe he underestimated his role, or maybe he's still trying to figure out his role, which is also true. What is his role really? He's not 3 and D. That's OG. He's not the point guard. That's Brunson. He's not a ultimate rebound guy, Swiss Army knife. That's already what you call it, Josh Hart. So what does he bring in the starting lineup? Just an additional option for shooting. I think he should be the one really working on the mid range, and then take the threes where you can when they're set. Don't just shoot threes. You're not gonna find yourself just shooting threes in transition. You find yourself by getting a bucket here, a bucket there. Take what you can get, and if he does that, he'll be fine. If not, he'll continue to struggle. But I think he will work on it because I do think he's hearing the noise a little bit. And the coaching staff needs to work with him a little bit too. Like run plays for him as well so that he has an opportunity to get warm before trying to get hot. You can't just go from cold to hot. You got to get warm, then you get hot. But it's your boy Donnie, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Bridges, man. Like, comment, rate, subscribe if you enjoy these videos. It's your boy Don. Peace. I'm out.